American politics. I sure don't like them. There's a real big problem with our American politics, and not that many people are talking about it though. Everyone is old! For reference, political analyst Charles Hunt found that nearly 20% of the House and Senate members are 70 years or older, compared to the 6% who are under 40. Now sure, age does create the benefit of experience, but that benefit starts to fade once they start experiencing health problems. As we all know, as a person gets older, their body begins to grow weak, losing very critical functions needed to hold office effectively. I mean, studies have shown that approximately 2 out of 3 Americans experience some level of cognitive impairment at the age of approximately 70 years. And with 20% of the House and Senate being over 70, that's about 13.3% of representatives that may possibly have cognitive impairments. And yeah, that number may not seem a lot, but then you have to remember that we as the people expect that 99%, even 100% of the government officials have complete mental capacity. We're already seeing this start to happen. Look no further than Senator Mitch McConnell, who back in 2023 appeared to have a freeze involuntarily at a public event. Moments like these bring worry to the public about how safe the government's ability to lead truly is. If we continue to keep older officials elected, the original 13.3% of House and Senate members with cognitive issues will increase further. Not only does the rising percentage of politicians with cognitive issues create a public distrust in the government's capability of creating effective legislation and decisions, but also puts into question the government's ability to address national crisis. There's also the fact that times are just changing. A lot of the times they try to introduce policies that just don't align with the views that we have nowadays. It's clear that we as a society have outgrown the current government. So how do we solve this? Well, the potential solution to fixing this rapidly aging government could be to introduce a constitutional amendment that introduces an upper age limit for elected positions. Now, before you say anything, no, this is not a form of ageism. Look no further than the United States Constitution itself. It already has age minimums. So if we have an active minimum requirement for government positions, why not a maximum? It's already been proposed for a while in other forms of government entities, such as the US military, which requires its members to retire by the age of 63. If we're going to hold that standard, there must be a maximum too, to help maintain the established physical and cognitive fitness needed for effective governance. Introducing this type of amendment is also extremely supported by the American people. Through polling, it's been estimated that about 79% of Americans are in favor of a maximum age limit for elected officials. A percentage that high implies that the American people also view this as a major problem for the country's well-being. And so even with all the restrictions that cause amendments to be so hard to pass, I'm sure something like this has a really good chance of being implemented. So hopefully you are also in support of introducing an age limit for government positions to make sure that our country is handled by the sharpest minds and newest generations to allow the growth of the country to new heights rather than sticking to the past like now. Thank you for listening.